Broaden your fucking interests, because that's what conversations are about. Yeah, what's good, you guys? So today I want to talk about something important: communication. 5 tips on how to become a good conversationalist.
Here's what's going to happen. I am going to have to fix you.
Straight the up, no bullshit. Not ChatGPT. I did not steal it from some other nerd. I did not read this in a book. This is from my experience, from my life. I've always been regarded and thought of as a very good conversationalist. I could meet a person and talk to them for 4 hours straight. No issues whatsoever.
That's what I'm talking about.
And this is something I've always been good at. My job, I teach English, and I rely on those abilities a lot too. So there's success here. And I feel like, okay, I have a lot of knowledge here to give to other people. So let's start. Tip number 1 is focus on the other person. There's nothing more cringe than when a person just talks about themselves in a conversation. They make everything about themselves their interests.
Okay, so you know what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
The person leaving the conversation, they will not think of you highly. They will not enjoy the conversation, and you will leave a bad impression. That's just how it goes, right? The goal here is to understand this on the individual. Think of it like this: you're approaching this person, you want to understand them. That's what good conversations will be like. People love to talk about their passion. People love to talk about their hobbies. People love to talk about their views, worldviews, their music taste, their work, anything. There's so much there to explore to understand this individual. Tip number 2, which is probably like the most OP tool to have when it comes to social situations: ask questions.
Just ask questions, okay? That's it.
The more you know about someone, the more you can ask questions about. The more you know about someone, the more opportunity that creates to dive deeper into a subject. Because you might have a subject that's superficial. Oh, what's your music taste? I like this music. I like rock. And people like, okay, yeah, I like this. And this discussion fails. This conversation dies.
Don't you hate that?
Hey, what?
Uncomfortable silences.
Maybe you have a guy who likes rock music, yeah? But why does he like rock music? Which bands does he like, and why does he like them? You can make a very superficial topic into something deeper by exploring people's motivations, people's desires. This is very important.
Do you like to do it yourself?
Sometimes.
A good conversationalist knows how to do that. Get them talking. So this opens doors. Once you know an information, you can ask now a follow-up question. Now, you will be also in a situation when the conversation is dying out. The person is not very engaging. Boring cunts are everywhere. You start talking. Okay, this motherfucker ain't as responsive. Ask. Give your input. Ask. Give your input, your opinion. So we are navigating and we are adaptable in the moment. 3rd tip: don't be a boring cunt.
Remember what I told you.
Don't be a cunt.
You know, of course, I could sit here and, sugarcoat it for you, like, you, everyone can be amazing and interesting. No, okay? Some people are more boring than others, and that's the reality of the situation.
You're just boring, that's all. That's all.
You might be more boring than the other average Joe, but this doesn't mean that there is no hope for you, right? Because, hey, you know what makes people interesting? Even if they don't have a flashy personality, even when they're more down to earth and kind of more introverted and withdrawn, they can still be very interesting. What you need is to broaden your fucking interests.
You know what my problem is? I am not interesting. What am I supposed to say? I went to magic camp. I'm an accomplished ventriloquist. Oh, I am a 7th degree imperial yo-yo master.
Because that's what conversations are about. You need to have some interest, curiosity, and inquisitiveness of kind, right? The more you know about shit, the better it is for you, because you have so many different topics you can talk about. But picking a topic is important. Being able to elaborate on topics, to understand things, is also very important. So if you are a person who has no interests, has no hobbies, loves to scroll in Instagram, of course you will not even understand what to talk about, because you have no fucking passions. You have no understanding of the world. So life experience, but also passions, hobbies, anything that you have knowledge in, anything you have interest. Broaden your horizons. But you can talk about people's worldviews. You can talk about their spirituality if they're interested in such things, right? What motivates them, what they're afraid of. Here again, We can go deeper here. This guide is not for you to engage in shallow conversations and talk about weather for 2 hours. That's nothing. You don't gain anything, and the person doesn't gain anything from the interaction. It's not interesting.
There's talk of a blizzard.
Well, we may catch a break, and that blizzard's going to blow right by us. All of this moisture coming up out of the south, by midday, is probably going to push on to the east of us. And at high altitudes, it's going to crystallize and give us what we call snow. Did you want to talk about the weather, or were you just making chit-chat?
Be genuine and be authentic, right? There's nothing worse than people who mold their opinions and mold themselves to you. So you might be thinking, well, I'm trying to make a good impression on the person, so I'm gonna LARP, I'm gonna cosplay, I'm gonna pretend. No, we're not doing that shit. We're not doing that shit at all.
I know I'm in the minority here, but I don't really like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I don't. I really just feel like they're overrated.
You're trying to understand the person when you're having conversation, right? But you're still sticking to your dignity, and you're sticking to your principles. You're sticking to your opinions and genuine thoughts. The point is to learn something about this individual, but also they are learning something about you. So when you're doing this, right, you need to give your true definitions, true thoughts, even if the person might disagree with you.
Awkward. You know what? No. Not really. It's not awkward, at least not until you said awkward. Now it's awkward because of what you said.
They might have one view. You might have completely different view. And you know what's great about that when it comes to that conversation? Now you have even more shit to be interested about. Now you have more shit to explore, to compare why you guys are different that way, and to try to understand each other and on a deeper level. And now you have even a longer conversation. They'll find it more stimulating to talk to someone who has truly their own opinion. It's not a fucking sheep, because every other cunt out there is a sheep. Now I can tell you what to do exactly. I can give you a roadmap. Oh, this is how you do it. We don't want that though. We don't want you to be like a robot learning being human. We want you to make it natural. We want you to really engage with it naturally.
So, Phoebe tells me you play piano.
Yeah?
You know, I used to play keyboards in college.
Huh? Do you have one here?
No.
And you can do it with your friends. You can meet new people in real life, strike up conversations, and get that going. But you can, even if you're more introverted, you're more shy, you're kind of more withdrawn, that's fine too. You have the internet. The internet is your fucking oyster. Use it. Anyway, guys, so that's it from me. I'm going and I'm bouncing.